two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're riding and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes to bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
It's Two Dudes with Attitudes, a wrestling podcast with your boy Ryan enjoys wrestling and the Heartbreak Dude Denton, and this is the AEW edition. We're going to talk all things Double or Nothing, Dynamite. We got some news, and as always, we will hit you up with our segment at the end, and also with our best of the week, which I think we're going to agree on this one. I think we already know it, but we'll get there. But anyway, it's obviously Dynamite. All right, so
spoiler alert.
Let's go, my man. What's the news other than AEW is on fire right now? What you got?
So there's a two big pieces of news in AEW. There were some releases over the last couple of weeks. So this is, 2021 was when a surplus of ex-WWE talent came into AEW. In they signed a 3-year deal. So now here we are in 2024, and a lot of those contracts are starting to expire. So we already know that Ethan Page has left AEW and is officially now in NXT, although he's saying he's unsigned. He's in NXT. He showed up and he attacked Trick Williams this past week on NXT. But Jake Hager is gone, formerly known as Jack Swagger. He's decided not to sign a new contract with the company. He's now a free agent, but his exit was said to have been a mutual decision. And then the other two, which really kind of surprised me, number one was Arn Anderson. He announced on his podcast, I guess, the Arn Show, that his AEW contract is expiring today, May 31st, and he will be leaving the company. He expressed gratitude for Tony Khan, acknowledging his significant impact on the wrestling industry by providing talent with new opportunities. He stated that he plans to spend his remaining years in wrestling helping his son Brock Anderson, who is also no longer with AEW, develop into a star. And then the other one is Mark Henry, the WWE Hall of Famer, the world's strongest man. He confirmed his exit on Busted Open Radio earlier this week. He decided to leave AEW in order to focus on his own brand and his own website, which he is trying to build on his own. And he is no longer going to be in AEW. I think Arn Anderson's going to be in the WWE. Cody Rhodes was on Busted Open last week and said that he wants to have a manager to kind of help him in his career. He wants, I can't remember what he said, like he needs the world's greatest manager or something. And Arn Anderson, yeah, you would think it would be his wife, but who knows? But I don't know. The timing just kind of added up that him and Arn Anderson have that close relationship. They were close in AEW. He had the Glock comment on his promo in AEW. So I could see Arn Anderson being the manager of Cody Rhodes in WWE. And then Mark Henry, that one's a huge loss for me. I think they didn't really use him at all, but at the same time, his backstage presence alone is him not being there in the backstage is going to hurt that company.
I think, Mark Henry and Arn Anderson are 100% going to WWE if they're not already there. You can just tell by the way Mark announced it. You can tell he's going to WWE. He needs to retire. He's a Hall of Famer already, or no?
Yeah, he's already in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, but I still see him going. Yeah. He's just I know I clown him on Busted Open because I don't think he's the best at podcasting. He's a little slow potting, usually misses the point, but he's a great mind, a great person, one of the greatest big men of all time. He deserves to have a job in pro wrestling. I know he's working on his son and so on, but I see him in WWE helping. And I think they're both huge losses in AEW because no matter if they had main jobs in the back, they were still minds and helping. And if there's something AEW needs right now, minus getting rid of Tony Khan, it's minds in the back helping with creative. And I think them two could do it. It's sad. Jack Swagger or Hager, I thought he was underutilized in WWE, but holy crap, what did he do in AEW? Literally, he rolled with Jericho, but he was never anything. Didn't wrestle much. Last 3.5 years. He had a hat. Like, talk about a waste of talent. This man's a former world heavyweight champion. So I see him probably going to TNA, maybe building his way back up. Why not a surprise at NXT? I mean, he looks to be in phenomenal shape. I know he's older, but I feel like that guy's got a good 10 years in him left. I don't know why he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I think, I don't think Hager is as big of a loss because they never used them. But I think the other two are pretty big loss, in my opinion.
Hurt them, I think. I mean, they weren't using him either, but still, not having him, and the fact that he's going right to NXT and going right to the title picture, I mean, it says right there that how underutilized he was. WWE obviously in Ethan Page.
Well, he wasn't. He's not a big loss either because it wasn't used. But it shows how talented he is. That as soon as he left, the HBK was like, "Thank you," and HBK just announced there's a whole lot more happening coming up soon. So I wonder what.
And then some other big news that doesn't really have to do with AEW. It's more speculation, but with the TNA partnership with WWE, yesterday multiple outlets reported that Anthem Entertainment recently shook things up behind the scenes at TNA. Yesterday, May the 30th, was a rough day as a number of behind the scenes employees lost their jobs as part of cutbacks. No wrestlers were said to have been cut, but at least some of the people on the TNA creative team were said to have been cut. One of them being Dave Sahadi, who is he is the creative director for their creative team. He's also, prior to this, he worked in WWE's creative. So AEW, get him, go get him, because TNA they know how to tell stories. They know how to generate interest and generate buzz, and they're always having promo packages and videos. Go and sign him. Please go get Scott D'Amore. Go get Scott D'Amore. Go get this guy. This just also tells me that WWE is going to buy out TNA here in the future.
See? That's what I was going to make a TikTok post about that. I think they're buying them. I truly do.
Yeah, I could see it. And now with all these cutbacks, so make their loss AEW's gain and go get some of these creative team members and make AEW, fight fire with fire. If they're going to take AEW or TNA talent and they're going to partner with WWE, go hire some of these people that just got let go and try to compete. So.
Yeah, we'll see. And maybe put MJF on your show since he's the only thing right now. Their ratings have gone down since he left. They haven't hit anywhere near 1 million since MJF was off the screen. So it's funny too because all the AEW hardcores are like, we don't need MJF. Nothing. He hasn't even been missed. His title reign's awful. AEW hardcore fans are the most confusing people because I feel like because they want AEW to fail. They truly do, no matter what, because they want it to just be blood. Wrestling matches, no talking, no anything, no building stories, no big stars. They just want it to be, this is what it is. This is what makes it great. But sorry, y'all, Tony Khan needs to make money. So no matter how much money you have, you want to make money. If I had a bunch of money, I wouldn't just want to keep handing it out for no reason without any goal of making anything back. Because eventually you'll lose money. It'll go away. So, but anyway, with that said, you ready for Double or Nothing?
Let's do it, man. Let's get it.
One thing, and you know what's funny? I have to say, I'm tired of people giving Tony Khan props. They're calling him like the mastermind, Mr. Pay-Per-View, and this and that. I want to know what Tony Khan does to make these pay-per-views good. What is Tony Khan participating in? Because these matches are put together. That's why. I'm sorry to break it to you. These are usually random matches put together. So it's the wrestlers who are making it. The reason why these are pay-per-views are usually good for AEW is because it's just matches. They don't have to worry about story. They just got to do their thing, and that's all you focus on. Actually, the bad part is it goes on too long, and that's Tony Khan's fault. So he's actually ruining the pay-per-views, to be honest with you. I think there's too many matches.
And you can also tell that they don't rehearse the matches beforehand. They're throwing it all together on the fly. That's what happened with Adam Copeland and his devastating injury, and now he's out for 4 to 6 months with the broken tibia.
Moron.
Yeah,
so stupid. Why did he land on his feet? What was he thinking? It was a splash. Land on how stupid. Don't do it. Anyway, we'll get into it. Double or Nothing. Two thumbs with attitudes. Let's go. First up, Will Ospreay versus Roderick Strong. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay. I'm a pretty harsh critic, as we saw yesterday in our King of the Ring.
You're already upsetting me right now. I thought this was the gimme.
The wrestling in this match was good. The wrestling in this match was phenomenal. But I'm gonna go thumbs down because I don't think Roderick Strong should have lost because of what happened after this match. It would have, I think it would have helped. You know, what happened after the match was, are we going to talk about it, the MJF return, or is that part of
I mean, we were gonna, if you want to bring it up, yeah.
Yeah. So after the match, Adam Cole cuts a promo and he comes out and he does story time with Adam Cole, baby, and then all of a sudden MJF appears and comes out. And I think it would have meant more, and we'll get more into it in a second, but it would have meant more for Adam Cole to cut that promo had Roderick Strong had won. And I don't think Roderick Strong should have lost, and especially now with Will Ospreay getting a title match at Forbidden Door, which we'll talk about. I don't think he didn't need the international championship, and I think you could have kept even though you're not using Undisputed Kingdom, you could have had them look stronger by continuing their mission of winning every title in AEW by having Roderick Strong retain over the best wrestler in AEW. So for that, I give it a thumbs down.
Well, just to answer you, I think Undisputed Kingdom is done. I think him kicking him in the ding ding, that was it. That was the end of them. I think they're moving on. I think the Undisputed Kingdom has been nothing but a failure. Adam Cole got injured. The stupid devil thing was a joke. The fact that MJF came out and made fun of the devil mask about how he doesn't have to hide behind it, but it was his mask. So the whole thing was a hot shit show. But I cannot give this match a thumbs down. It was two wrestlers.
The match was good. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Will Ospreay is, and which I'll talk about in our segment, it's just on a whole nother level in this world right now. You can put him in anything and he makes it work. And I'm so glad that he listens to Two Dudes with Attitudes of Wrestling podcast, because when he premiered in AEW, he was no selling everything. And I talked about how awful it was. And all of a sudden, he ain't no sold since then. He's been selling like a beast. When you tell a story, you sell a match, bruv. You got the talent, sell. That's what you do. The best wrestlers in the world, the HBKs, the Bret Harts, the Macho Mans, the Mr. Perfects, the Dolph Zigglers, they sell. They don't just do offense. They make other people look good as well. They look good, you look good. Sell. Ospreay off the chains. Bang Bang Gang defeats Death Triangle in the most pointless match ever. But was it entertaining? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, so back to the Ospreay thing real quick. But
you're not done yet. Oh,
yeah, well, no, just saying, bell to bell, in the ring, thumbs up. But everything that happened afterwards and the outcome, I give it a thumbs down.
All right, respect.
Because it was a great match. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna go thumbs up for the Bang Bang Gang and Death Triangle. It was a pointless match, but it was a fun match. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I'm happy to see the Bullet Club Gold getting some love, and those trios championships aren't bouncing around from, contender to contender. I'm happy to see them have some consistency at least. And there's actually a story there. I like what they're doing with Pac. I like what they're doing with Jay White. So yeah, I'm going to go thumbs up with the Bang Bang Gang against the Death Triangle. And I'm happy to see Death Triangle back.
I'm happy for it all. We got Juice back. Juice was at Dynamite as well. I mean,
Juice is back too.
Yeah, Jay. I mean, Jay's a star, man. I know he's getting kind of thrown out now because Okada is so damn great and Ospreay is so damn great. And we're just kind of, now we're back on Mox again and everything. MJF's back, so Jay White's going to kind of filter out, but they're keeping them live. Their entrance is still the best entrance. And that match was, I mean, how could those six guys, even though I'm not the biggest fans of these pentas and all that but they look good together. They work good together. Pac is one of the best in the biz as well. I mean, nothing else to say but thumbs up. Good match, y'all. All right. Toni Storm beats Serena Deeb to defend her title. Thumbs up, thumbs down, man. Two of the best workers in the biz, but you're shrugging a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man, I got to go thumbs down. I like the Toni Storm match that she had at Dynasty way better. But this one just, I don't know, just the build for it was really flat. Nobody really cared about Serena Deeb, and which is sad because I love Serena. She's one of my favorite women on this roster. But it just, she got no reaction when she was telling her sob story about how she got seizures before. Toni Storm had to retain, so it was kind of predictable because they're not going to have her lose it at Double or Nothing. I think she's going to maybe lose it at Wembley, but yeah, I'm going to go thumbs down on the match itself. Good outcome, but just a kind of a blah match.
All right. I'm going 3 for 3 right now. I give it thumbs up. Only
Okay.
because I love Toni Storm and Serena Deeb so much. I think it's close. I give it like a B minus, but anything over
Yeah.
a C, I think it was close. I think Serena Deeb did. That promo didn't do her. I think sometimes it works. She didn't deliver it right, and the crowd didn't react. It was a bum crowd, and I think that ruined her momentum. Also,
I
Toni
do
Storm
too.
was focused. Toni Storm was focused on 4 other people during the entire feud. This just goes to show once again that Tony Khan needs to step down. He has no idea what the heck he's doing because you had a good feud here. You had literally probably your best female wrestler versus your biggest female wrestler wrestling in a match that had like 5 weeks of build, 4 weeks of build, and you blew it by distracting. Just focus
Yeah.
on the task at hand. Stop making people go other ways. Just focus on it. And I think this match would have been a lot more better received. Serena Deeb deserves better, and she does deserve to be champion before her time at AEW is done. We need
I
to
agree with
stop
that.
because
Yeah.
Toni Storm wrestles and has such good matches and her gimmick's so good. Tony Khan, get a girlfriend, or does he have a wife? He needs
I
something.
don't know.
Get off this whole attitude. Like, you can't make fun of Vince McMahon and who he is as a human behind the scenes and what he did during the Attitude Era, and then you're doing the same. I'm the best. I'll talk about girls' looks and this all the time in here, but once it doesn't mean we need Toni Storm and Mariah May making out and licking each other and weird, and Toni Storm getting naked, and like let's grow up a little bit. Let's put Toni Storm back on the actress thing, please.
Yes,
She's
please.
Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe, not a prostitute. Like, let's
Yeah.
get over it.
I know.
It's hurting her.
I know.
And I'm over her press conferences. I know everybody's like, she's the best in the business at it. I haven't seen what I think her press conferences are making me not like her again. I'm like, Toni Storm, just shut up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, they're stupid. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. Your boy and my boy, Orange Cassidy versus your best friend, Trent Beretta. Orange Cassidy gets the win, and this feud is over, ladies and gentlemen. We will not hear
Right?
about it anymore.
Yeah.
Cassidy's beat him twice in a row now. Obviously, when you beat someone 2 times in a row, you're moving on. What do you got, Orange Cassidy? What do you give this?
This was a short match
Mhm.
than compared to what we're used to with Orange Cassidy matches, but oh, I'm gonna go thumbs up. It was fine. The right person won, and I'm giving it a thumbs up based on what I thought at the time, that this feud was over. Orange Cassidy was moving on to other things, and if I had known then what I know now about what happened on Dynamite afterwards, I probably would have given it a different ranking. But based on what we saw at Double or Nothing, I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Yeah. Quick match to the point. Needed what it needed to do. B- as well. Thumbs up. But my streak's about to end. We got it. Chris Jericho
Here we go.
defeat Hook and Shibatta. So yeah. Who you got? What you got? What do you predict? It's not predictions. Thumbs up, yeah.
Thumbs down.
Yeah, this was like the start of the kind of the pay-per-view a little bit.
Yeah. Just thumbs down. Just I don't even know where to begin with this. I've been trying to I want to like the learning tree gimmick, and we'll talk about it when we get to Dynamite, because I've been digging it the last few weeks, but yeah, this just I don't know what we're doing with Hook. Shibatta he's just there, and Jericho.
He was there to take the L.
Yeah.
He was like that 3-way in WWE. I forgot what
Bronson
it was.
Reed.
Yeah,
Sami
he was just
Zayn,
the
Chad
Bronson
Gable.
Reed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, but this match, like, why are we spending a lot of time? This match had more time. It had it had a little bit more time than the Bang Bang Gang. It had 20 seconds more than the Bang Bang Gang.
Mhm.
And this should have been on the pre-show, and you should have moved Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa to the yeah.
Which I said was the hottest feud
Yeah.
going on in AEW right now. Purrazzo did win, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, so they should have moved that to the main card and put this on the pre-show, but this was a thumbs down. This was just atrocious.
I agree. It was stupid. And the funny part is that Jericho was dead in the water, and then he did this gimmick, and people were like, "Oh shoot, all right, there's Jericho. He found another gimmick." After this pay-per-view, and we'll get a Dynamite, I think it's lost again. I don't know. I don't think we can save it, but we'll get there. All right. Jon Moxley with an injured shoulder versus Takeshita. Moxley wins. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs down. I don't hate Takeshita. I think Takeshita's a fantastic wrestler. Him in that Ospreay match at Revolution earlier this year was phenomenal. Minus the no selling. But I just hate eliminator matches in general. They're so predictable. There's no way that they were going to have Moxley lose, and the winner of an eliminator match gets a title shot again against that same person. And it's just I've say it week in and week out. It's a stupid played out concept. So if Takeshita had won in this 17-minute battle with Jon Moxley, he would have had to wrestle Jon Moxley again. It's just a played out concept, and just get rid of it. It's so stupid. But apparently he doesn't want to, because there's more coming here in the future with more eliminator matches. But I'm gonna go thumbs down. I don't like the fact that, no disrespect to New Japan, but the IWGP World Title getting a 17-minute match when an AEW Trios Championship, an original title, gets a 12-minute match. I don't like the focusing on other companies' titles. So for that alone, I give it a thumbs down.
I was very fringe on this, but I'm giving it a C+. So that's a thumbs down, because like we said, 80% or higher. I did like that Mox sold. If there's something Mox does well other than bleeding, like it's his time of the month, he literally is so great at selling injuries. Like, he sold that thing well. He makes it look like it's really in pain, and Takeshita, but I give it the thumbs down officially, just for the fact that if you're going to have a title eliminator match, which is stupid to begin with, and you're going to put it on a pay-per-view, then the guy better win. What is the point? So for that alone, thumbs down. I agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to sneeze, but yeah. All right. The match of the night. Adam Copeland versus Malakai Black. Adam Copeland wins and injures himself in the process, but without even knowing he was injured, because we didn't really know that. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Copeland, Malakai Black in a match with a lot of weapons and blood and Gangrel returning. Gangrel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go thumbs up. The match was I enjoyed this match. I thought, the spot where Adam Copeland jumped off the cage and was trying to do a splash, and he landed on his feet. Stupid spot, idiotic spot. You're 50 years old. Like, stop doing that kind of crap. And that's probably what led to his injury. And the Gangrel spot,
100%.
I'm not gonna knock the Gangrel thing. I thought that was pretty cool. Considering we all wanted it, or not we all, I didn't want it, but a lot of people were asking for it at WrestleMania 39 when he was wrestling the Demon Finn Balor. They wanted Gangrel to show up with Christian Cage, who was still in AEW, by the way. I mean, and they wanted the whole Brood edge, and they didn't get it because, according to Adam Copeland, Vince said nobody would know who Gangrel was. People don't remember, and it was just kind of pointless. So,
Vince ain't wrong. Nobody would have known. Just so you know, in WWE,
he's not wrong with that. But but wrestling fans did want it. So I'm not going to, that's, if there's one thing Tony Khan does, is he watches what the internet wants, and he adhered to it. He was like, okay, they won't give them to him, so I'll give them to him. And when they did the Bloods thing on Dynamite the week before on Malakai Black, I kind of had a feeling, okay, Gangrel's going to come out and show up. So, but the match itself, it was fun. I wish that now, especially, that Malakai Black would have gotten the win. But yeah, the match was fun. I enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right. So I was like looking right now. I'm like, my thing that I have here doesn't have Swerve Strickland. I'm glad I realized that. Okay, so I give this match a thumbs down. This is my second least favorite match. Okay. I'm sorry. I've said it over and over again. I was alive during the Attitude Era, so don't come at me with, you're soft. You don't. I love DCW. I still watch it right now. I love WWE. Attitude Era will forever be. And when I say Attitude Era, I mean WCW, WWE, ECW, that whole time frame. But we're not there anymore. I'm over this. The fact when he did that jump, I think I hit you up and told you that I thought it was stupid. I'm like, why did he land on his feet? I thought that before he got the injury. I get people saying he was trying to copy the Macho Man, but you have to do the splash through the table, man. That's a high jump to just land when you're 50 years old on your ankles.
You have neck injuries. You've had a history of neck
just
issues.
Your whole it was just stupid, and the whole match was unnecessary. It's already a steel cage match with barbed wire. Why the heck did we need more people? Why do we even? And this is for pro wrestling on a whole. I'm just over steel cage matches because it doesn't. The whole point is to keep you out, and it used to do that. Why it doesn't even do that anymore? Everybody gets in. Hell in the Cell, steel cage. People are. What's up? It's so stupid. Let's be done with it and just have why have the cage? All that did was get people to not be able to see. It ruins your live experience. So big thumbs down. And the fact that Black didn't win. Black needed to win this match too. What the hell what are we doing, Malakai? It was all atrocious.
It was I didn't like that it was done by referee stoppage either. That was the other thing. Like, why not? If you're gonna have Adam Copeland retain in a cage match, like that's like when Bray Wyatt lost in the Hell in a Cell to Seth Rollins to referee stoppage. Like, why? Like, this is already an extreme match. Like, there shouldn't be referee stoppage, but just a stupid outcome.
And really quick with the Gangrel thing, the reason why I think that was an L is because I never thought they should do it at WrestleMania without.
Oh, I didn't think so either.
Yeah. The fact that they just you have Christian Cage. So if you're willing to get Gangrel, why now? Why not wait till Christian and Edge get back together again in a year or so or less than? And then nobody cares about you care about the Brood as a whole. It would have been more impactful. Just him by himself was a huge miss. And he looked like he was 700 years old. It was a miss for me. All right. Mercedes Money finally versus Willow Nightingale, and Mercedes Money did what everyone assumed, even though I went against her, hoping that Toni Khan was at least intelligent. But rumor has it this was in her contract to have her first match and win the TBS title. Don't know if that's true, but Mercedes Money won. But was the match good or not? Thumbs up, thumbs down. What'd you think?
I'm gonna give it thumbs up. I thought it was a really good match. I think Mercedes Moné, for at least one night, proved the cynics wrong, that she can still go, that, she's, I mean, I had no doubt that she would be able to go, but there's been people that are like, how healthy is she? How, questioning her knee injury and everything. And the fact that they kept her out of the ring this long. So she proved that she can still go. Willow Nightingale, I mean, that girl is a star. They need to, bring her back and put her in something huge and give her another big push, because she is a star in the making. And I thought she did a great job. I thought both women brought it. So I'm gonna say thumbs up. I didn't like the outcome. I wanted Mercedes to lose. I think she needed to be humbled a little bit and lose in her first match. I don't like that Willow was a transitional champion, but bell to bell in the ring, everything. I can't knock this match at all.
Yeah, unless Julia Hart got injured, I don't understand why we even gave it to Willow. I don't think it did. It was pretty pointless. Willow is so damn talented, so damn great. She finally gets gold, and then we just take it away from her. I didn't like that. I think it would have been better to have Mercedes lose and build that story and have her win it at the next one.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the outcome, I can't take it away. Bro, Mercedes is top 10 probably all time for a reason. Willow is probably top 10 currently. You can't really knock it. Thumbs up for sure. Great match.
Yeah.
Great match by these girls. All right. Swerve Strickland, Christian Cage. Swerve Strickland retains. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up. I mean, these two guys are warriors. These guys, they know how to put on a show. They know how to wrestle. Christian Cage just keeps getting better and better in every match that he has. Even when he loses, he did what he was supposed to do, which is end this feud and make Swerve look strong. But, we think he's going to end this feud, but then we see what happens on Dynamite. But no, I think this match, I didn't like that it didn't close the show. And that's like the one thing for me that has me on the fritz, just because they're not treating Swerve like the main eventer that he should be. He won the title at the main event at Dynasty, but he was the second match on Dynamite this week. He opened Dynamite a few weeks ago. He's not really main eventing, and he should have main evented his first pay-per-view as the champion. But either way, the match itself was fine. I'm going to give it thumbs up. I enjoyed it, and the right person won.
Thumbs up for sure. The fact that Christian Cage can still go this hard at this age is insane. And the fact that Swerve Strickland, like I said, he is the biggest and best chameleon in the business. He will wrestle to your ability, no matter who you are. He always does it. Dude is fantastic. Match is a thumbs up in my opinion.
I think you mean Chameleon.
Oh yeah, Chameleon. Thank you.
He's the best
Chameleon. Great. Fantastic. I just saw that episode. I don't know why I didn't. All right, main event time. Team Elite versus Team AEW. Team Elite gets the victory. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Oh, man. I'm going to go. I want to put my thumb in the middle, but.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I'm going to go thumbs up. I think I'm not usually a fan of these matches when they do them, but I thought this was the best Anarchy in the Arena match I've seen. I like that Jack Perry got the pinfall on Bryan Danielson. You're still building the pillar that is Jack Perry. He looked really strong in this. I could have done without all the shenanigans of from Tony Khan and rolling down the ramp and just all that other stupid stuff with the flamethrower and all that. But other than that, man, I mean, this match was what it was, and the Young Bucks, and I'm happy that the Elite won. I think the right team won, so you can keep this thing going. It would have made no sense for them to lose, and then we just drop this story like it never happened. So I'm happy to see that it's going to continue, and I think the right team won. So I'm going to go thumbs up. It was the best Anarchy in the Arena match I've seen, even though I'm not a big fan of these matches.
I love our 2 thumbs with attitudes ranking system because we are like finally never on the same page, and I dig it. This is a total double thumbs down for me. This shit was hot garbage, and here's why. Number 1, the only positive, Jack Perry got the pin, and Jack Perry pinned Bryan Danielson. Fantastic. So that makes it from an F to a D+. That's right. I'm giving you my rating. This is a D+.
All right.
This is stupid. I get AEW has to stand out. We are hitting people with buses. I get it. The irony. We are like throwing people through this, doing that. Jack Perry comes out with Tony Khan for whatever reason in jail, covered from head to toe. Obviously, you know what's going to happen because Darby has a blowtorch. He lights him on fire. They're already putting him out. It's all just like, when did wrestling become this? Even back in the, people, you know what's funny too, it makes me mad, is that all the people that like this match, minus you, but all the people that like this match are the same people who get on my TikToks and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when I say the Attitude Era is the best. If you like this hot garbage, you cannot tell me you hate the Attitude Era. This is like Tony Khan living his Attitude Era. And poor Jack Perry, man. The fact that Jack Perry has to be lit on fire just to get a W and to get some recognition is sad. He's way more talented than that. This was one of the stupidest. Darby hanging from a arena and being double kicked by Reebok advertisements. It's like, even though I want those shoes, it's still stupid. It was all just, this was the biggest miss, and closed out this episode just with me laughing and shaking my head. So I get they have to be different, so I'll give them respect on that. But other than Jack Perry getting the pin, this isn't wrestling. It's not wrestling. Sorry. I'm sorry to break it to y'all. It isn't.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I do agree. I was just comparing it to the other 8 or 9 Anarchy in the Arena matches that they've had, and I thought this was at least the more entertaining of all of those. But yeah, I still cannot stand these matches. They need to stop doing them, because you're right. It's not wrestling. Fire. And they hang on fire. Yeah, and hang Darby Allin.
Stupid. And poor Darby, man. Dude had a mask on because his nose is still. That dude was like, hit by a bus, broke my foot. Nah, I'll wrestle in 2 weeks. Yeah, you got me.
Yeah,
I got it, fam. And then you can hit me with a bus again. All right, you ready? Let's get into some Dynamite. Let's go. And Mercedes Moné opens the show and asks if she was worth the wait. Awkward. The crowd didn't think so. Out comes Sky Blue. Hey, remember her, guys? To tell her that she attacked her and made her have an orgasm, and that she runs into the ring and beats her down again and holds up the belt. What a swerve, ladies and gentlemen. We were all looking for Sky Blue in our bingo cards. Speaking of swerve, he wrestles Killswitch. He wins. And also, Killswitch kicked out of Swerve's finisher during this match. Fantastic stuff. Chris Jericho out for his TV time segment. Big Bill loves Chris. Out comes Brian Keith, which we forgot to mention in the pay-per-view.
He joined
if there's one guy I've been clamoring for in AEW to go push, it's the dude who looks like Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish. Brian Keith, who also loves Chris Jericho, I guess. Hook wants to fight, but Samoa Joe says, not on my watch. Does he not look like him? Am I wrong? He does look
like Darius Rucker. No, you're right.
Cowboy, like he's straight like goatee. Like, I only want to be with you. You and me, we come from different worlds. It's
even
awful.
The Dolphins make me cry.
Chris Jericho don't though. All right, Moxley beats Rocky Romero, ladies and gentlemen, in a non-title match. Because, when Moxley's shoulder's still injured, he should probably have a non-title match against Rocky Romero. Samoa Joe and Hook want the learning tree, I think. I don't know what they said. Don Callis is out to give Orange Cassidy a contract to join his crew because, you use contracts to sign people into crews nowadays. Orange Cassidy rips it up instantly, and then Chris Statlander comes out for some, I don't know. But she claims that Trent Beretta has joined Don Callis, and then he's there, and then he beats up Orange Cassidy, and then Callis and them, they make out. I don't know what the hell's happening. The whole segment lost me. Daniel Garcia is once again pretending he's going to do something and win a match, I guess. Mercedes Money already ends that feud with Sky Blue and gets this huge squash match. And some girl named Stephanie stares her down. I guess she's from I don't know, somewhere.
New Japan.
Stokely. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Forbidden Door. Can't wait. Stokely and Statlander, they hate Willow. Video of MJF is shown. He's going to be back next week, probably. I don't know. Who knows? All right. The Elite are out. What do the Elite do? Oh, yeah. They discussed the TNT title that Adam Copeland has to give up due to being stupid. Okada gets a black Lambo as a gift. And I'm not going to lie, probably does the best fake cry I've ever witnessed in my entire life. I was laughing. I had to rewind to rewatch because I was laughing so hard at his reaction. I thought Okada is a gem. After that, they give Jack Perry. He's the new TNT chill. Wait, nope. Here out comes Christopher Daniels. He messes up every single word he says. And I guess he's like the new interim executive vice president while Tony Khan is still going to events and making decisions. I don't know. But then they go to beat up Christopher Daniels, but then the Acclaim come out to make the save, which makes even less sense than him. I have no idea what happened. But after that, we get a little bit more sense. Roosh, of all people, calls out MJF. Okay, cool. And then Will Ospreay is at a casino gauntlet match. He wins, and he will face Swerve Strickland for the title at Forbidden Door, which I think is supposed to be a champion versus somebody from New Japan. I don't know what the hell happened, but that's Dynamite. Let's get into it. You follow people on TikTok way more AEW nut huggers than I do. Like, you know who I'm talking about. Have you seen any of these people like Dynamite? I haven't, even on TikTok, I haven't seen people or people saying this was a good. Did anybody think any of this was good? Think so. Honestly, you know who I'm talking about. Even Homeboy holds the microphone. Like, did he defend this? Like, nobody. Honestly, did you see anybody say this?
No,
episode was good?
I think people were talking about. There's mixed opinions on the Ospreay versus Swerve match, whether it's happening too soon or if it's.
I mean, it's 100% happening too soon. Yeah. Whether you,
but other than that, I haven't seen a lot of people praising this episode. A lot of people were bashing the Jericho segment, as they should. A lot of people were, they did say that they're happy to see Mercedes wrestling on TV finally after 3 or 4 months. But still against Sky Blue.
Do it another way. Yeah.
Like, This episode was hot garbage, in my opinion. Yeah,
this was probably, and I've said this a few times now. This is the worst Dynamite I've ever seen. And even the apps that I look at, all gave it bad reviews.
And the sad part is this episode was in Los Angeles, your neck of the woods.
I'm so glad I couldn't go.
There were people from Warner Brothers Discovery were backstage with AEW representatives, and this is the product that they put out. That's what the rumors are. The rumors are that, the TNT execs and Warner Brothers execs were there and to meet with Tony Khan after, because that's, when you're in Hollywood, you go and meet with the TV people, you bring them to your show. And that's the episode you put out. It was bad.
And well, we can dive into a few of it. I mean, we are doing highs and lows for our segment, so I'm sure we'll cover most of it. So if you have things you don't want to cover, let me know. But if you're going to cover it in a few, but here's the thing, right? MJF, why, you're in LA. I've been to every single AEW LA event. This was the first one I ever missed. I just couldn't get off work. My last week was below most, but I'm glad I didn't. If I would have wasted my $30, because tickets were like $30 to get into that event, I would have been upset with that $30. But MJF was in LA and he cut some type of pipe bomb that was known to be probably his best promo of all time. You just had him come back where you shook the world, and you didn't have him appear. And you have Roosh, who the hell was like, dude, MJF is back. Let me go through. Yeah, top 3 people I want him to face. Roosh is in there. This is the guy, the guy who no-sells everybody, who pretends like he's the Terminator, no talent at all. This is the guy I want to face MJF first, man. Let's go, MJF, hot shit. But let's talk about Mercedes Mone, right? You said that people were happy she wrestled, and I agree. It's about damn time, right? But that line of I was worth the wait was a huge miss. That crowd didn't even
it felt like the crowd turned on her. They silent, but then there was some boos. And I don't know, is she playing a heel now? What's going on with her character?
But she's not, because she was props to Willow. I love you, girl. And then, okay. So then you have Sky Blue reveal that she was the one who attacked with no explanation. She didn't say why. She wasn't she just did it. And then you face off an hour later. So that whole thing that you did of them, you know what this reminded me of? Rikishi running over Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like they had nothing, although that took a lot longer, but I just mean like the person who it was. It's like Sky Blue did it. Okay. And I was like, cool, maybe we'll get this build to the next pay-per-view or after Forbidden Door. Nah, we'll get it an hour later in a squash match. Sky Blue didn't even like get offense in.
No, it was
like
bad.
What was the point? What was the point, dude? John Moxley and why did
in
Swerve
another
wrestle
stupid
somebody?
eliminator match? Yeah.
Both of them non-title matches. Like, why would Swerve wrestle Killswitch? He just finished the feud. This is the match you have before you wrestle Christian Cage, not after. I'm just, this episode
was all over the place. I'm gonna say this. I don't mind that MJF wasn't on the show. But what I don't like is that he's going to be on next week's episode of Dynamite. I wouldn't have minded if he had done like a backstage interview or something, or like they showed a vignette, they showed the video package, cool. But I would have been fine if they had held him off and they promoted him for Collision, because then it gives you a reason to tune in to AEW Collision on Saturday. They hear from MJF for the first time. I guarantee you it would have popped some sort of rating, maybe not a rating that they expect, but better than what they usually get. Like, I would have been fine if they had held him off for Collision. But the fact that they held him off completely and he's coming on next week's episode of Dynamite, to me, that was just a bad decision, horrible decision whatsoever. But Mercedes, I don't know what they're doing. Like, why have Sky Blue be that person? And then you have the New Japan girl, Stephanie Varker, or whatever her name is, with the New Japan Women's Strong Champion. Like, so we're setting up that. So Sky Blue is going to get lost in the shuffle yet again. And then the Christopher Daniels thing, he's the interim VP. But Tony, here's the thing. Earlier, Tony Schiavone cut a promo and said, "Hey, everybody, I just want to let you know that Mercedes Mone will defend her TBS championship right here. I just spoke with Tony Khan. The match is official. It will happen later tonight on Dynamite." And everyone's like, "Yay, woo, woo." And then Christopher Daniels comes out and he's like, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to be the new EVP, the interim EVP, making matches on behalf of Tony Khan." And it's like, wait, what? And then he called it Friday Night he called it Friday Night Dynamite or Dynapage or whatever. Like,
no, he called it Friday Night Dynapay, something. He flubbed that whole thing. He also said that this match is going to have no seconds. No, I'm like, it's no seconds. Like, you're not, I don't understand what that means.
No time limit. Yeah. But
no seconds.
This episode, it was just what it felt like to me was Tony Khan watched WWE King of the Ring and said, "Okay, we're going to do everything that they just did," because now the Owen Hart winners of that tournament, they get a world title shot at All In. You know, what a tournament did WWE just have? They had the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, and the world winners get a world title match at SummerSlam. And now, you're going to have champion versus champion. We just had Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. So you have your Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. We'll give you Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. And then the TNT championship is going to be defended in a ladder match after a series of qualifying matches, which is what's going on in NXT right now with the new
North
NXT American Women's Champion, a tournament that's going to culminate in a ladder match. And then you have Christopher Daniels dressed up like Adam Pearce, looked exactly like Adam Pearce. And now he's in this, basically the general manager of Dynamite. It's just, that's what it was. It was like watching a poorly executed episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, and I'm fine with, if you want Christopher Daniels, he needs to work on his promo skill, obviously. But I'm okay with him. I'm okay with him being that person, but don't do it because Tony Khan. Like, just say Tony Khan has decided that he's going to give this man. He's going to be the new general. Like, Triple H is in charge, but we have Adam Pearce. Why don't you just announce it like that? But then Triple H isn't the one making the matches. You never hear them say, like, I just spoke with Triple H. So it's just like, it's Tony Khan trying and failing. Also, there was a whole bunch of flubs. John Moxley told everybody to go to Walt Disney World when he was in Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, Disneyland is in Los Angeles, while Disney World is in Florida. Then Stokely later on also said, y'all be at Walt Disney World. Once again, y'all, you guys are in Los Angeles. That's Disneyland. I know those are minor things, but just the fact that these dudes are just like, this is why you need to like have bullet points. This is why we don't just let people just ramble on about nothing. But this episode was a hot shit show, but let's get into it because highs and lows is going to be a lot better for us, right? Because I think a lot of the things we have are probably in our lows. We probably want to talk about it there. Let's not double talk about it. Let's get into it. You ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get into
And I know you got a song for it, so let's get it going.
All right, here we go.
Highs and lows, let's go.
Hold up. Let's start that over.
This is highs and lows.
There we go.
It's time for the list. Who's killing it and who should probably go and sit? You're the best getting listed up high as hell. It's for the lows. They can come up here and take a L. Yes, they got their fingers on the button, yeah. Never sweat the mids, just the best and who run it. I'ma let them chill, let them run through the list of names. This is highs and lows. Go ahead and do your thing.
I don't know how I didn't notice a crow last time, but yes, sir.
Oh, that's a nice little touch, sir.
Yeah, it is. All right, so we're doing highs and lows, but we'll do 2 highs, 2 lows each of this week of AEW, meaning Double or Nothing, and Dynamite. As always, we start with the man with the plan. Give me your high. You said you couldn't come up with any. Let's see if you only have one. We'll do one.
I came up with a couple. All right. I had
Let's hear it.
I had to stretch it a little bit, but I got a couple.
I always got to stretch it before then. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna go MJF's return as a high. I think it's a big. It was a big moment when he came out at Double or Nothing. I feel like they kind of telegraphed it a little bit by having Adam Cole cut a random promo and talking about how he's done everything by himself and just kind of alluding a lot. He brought out the devil mask and everything and just alluding a lot to MJF. So I wish they wouldn't have basically told us, hey, he's coming out. But the video package that they did where they showed MJF and like I don't know if it was his room, his basement, his locker, whatever, but the mannequin with the scarf on it and all of the accolades that he has. And it was just, all of that was well done. The video package was great. And then MJF coming out and kicking Adam Cole in the ding ding and, grabbing the microphone and cutting a promo. I know a lot of people don't like the WWE references. And he was basically saying that he doesn't need a Vince McMahon or a New Japan. I didn't mind it so much. I think it was basically saying that he made himself. He's self-made. Nobody can tell him what to do. Nobody can control him. Everybody that's in the locker room right now, Adam Copeland, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, you name them. A lot of them, Bryan Danielson, were made by Vince McMahon or they were made in New Japan. So I didn't really take it as a shot at WWE. I just took it more as like a shot at the rest of the guys in the locker room and all the people that Tony Khan has signed, the ex-WWE people. The tattoo was I didn't really like that. The whole, I'm always bet on yourself. Cause if he goes to AEW, if he goes to WWE in 5 years, like that's going to be like, it's going to be like when the Undertaker got his wife's name on his neck and now he had to like get that etched out like that. He's going to have to change that. But either way, I'm happy that MJF is back. I'm curious to see what he does. I can't wait to see him in the ring. I can't wait to hear from him. And yeah, I think it's a shot in the arm that AEW needs. So I think he's going to draw millions of viewers. No, but I think it's it's always nice having MJF back because he's a talking point. He's a selling point, and he's just a good thing to have in AEW.
So everything about his return sucked. Sorry. I hated it. Every inch of it. The fact that he looked like Donald Trump when he walked out because he was oranger than a Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
I get he is cut AF. He is in phenomenal shape and good for him because he used to look like me. Now he looks like a freaking chiseled freak. So good props to him. But he's super orange. Didn't bring the scarf, which is stupid. That's your trademark. And instead you came out in a knockoff Triple H vest. He looked like a freaking moron. He came out. The thing with him and Adam Cole was atrocious. Then he cut, in my opinion, his worst promo ever. And I know he wasn't taking a knock, but once again, shut up. MJF, I get it. You're edgy. You're this, and the WWE is going to sign you eventually anyway. And I disagree with the tattoo comment. I think the tattoo comment was atrocious, yes. But I have a lot of tattoos and things of my past and things, and I keep them. My tattoos are my life. They're not just like whatever. I don't just, pick one out of a jukebox. So I think even if he goes to WWE, then he'll get a WWE one. AEW's made him. So without AEW, he won't be in WWE one day. So I'm fine with it. But it was just stupid. Like, why do you come out? Why is your whole nothing to do about who he's going to take on, what he's going to do? It was all about, I'm here for AEW for life. I love them. And you all Vince McMahons are poopy heads and blah, blah, blah. Oh gosh, AEW is the best. Give me give me it was stupid. Why do you have to always suck the teat, dude? Just come out and say, like, we get it. You're an AEW. You say you signed with them, say you're here for life, and then talk about who you're going to face and why you're better than everybody. And you know it. Like, why come out and give a stupid, like, AEW? I don't give a shit, dude. Like, it's once again, it's like the same thing I say when you have an American flag on your car. Yes, I know you love America. You freaking live here. You don't need an American flag to show. Put it on your house. You don't need to drive around with it. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just stupid. Like, you're in AEW. Hooray.
Yeah.
But with that said, I agree that it's a thumbs up because MJF is AEW. And I think we're going to go from the 600,000s to the 800,000s as soon as he returns. And I think it'll be back around that number again. He's not a million because nobody watches it, but he's big enough to put eyeballs on it. And I think that he will be there for life if life is, 2 to 3 years. So
yeah. He's good for AEW. They need him. And I'm,
100%.
Triple H struck out again.
Oh my God. This dude has been signed with AEW for 8 months. I guarantee it. Oh gosh, Trips, you missed the boat. I don't think so. I think Trips made the boat because he's probably like, you know what? MJF right now probably isn't a great idea because I'd have to make him a star and he's not ready. So let's let him cook some more in AEW and become even a bigger star. He's like 21 years old. So when I get him before he turns 30, he's going to be a freaking made man and I'll not have to build him anymore. Like, it's way smarter. This is best for MJF. I'm all for him re-signing with AEW.
Agreed.
And I think he's going to cook. All right, we got to get going. I got my high. Will freaking Ospreay, just Will Ospreay, just in general. Ever since he made that stupid Triple H comment, another, like, once again, what the hell are you doing? He's done nothing but be amazing. He had a match with Roderick Strong and carried that whole damn thing. He's selling now. He's just gold. And then he did that stupid match on Dynamite that I can't stand, but that was the only positive on Dynamite was that gauntlet match, just because Will Ospreay is just there's levels to this game, and Will Ospreay is doing things that nobody in the world can do, and I mean that legitimately. The moves, the selling that he does, like, I don't think anybody. He's a modern day Shawn Michaels, and I am the biggest. HBK is my damn goat. I'm gonna do a Mount Rushmore today. HBK is number 1 in my books. And I think Will Ospreay is a modern. Everyone says Bryan Danielson. Nah, fam, it's Will Ospreay. He's doing things. HBK was great because he did things nobody ever did until now. That's what Will Ospreay. And like 10 years from now, people will be doing things that Will Ospreay is doing now to pay homage and to learn. Will Ospreay is just that dude. He's great on the mic. I'm excited to see him go to WWE one day as well. But this dude is money. And with him and MJF together, I don't like everything about what he's doing currently, but just him in general is just, it's not his fault Tony comes looking him wrong. So,
no, Will Ospreay's killing it right now. He is being, to me, he looks like the face of the company. He's being booked like the face of the company. He's getting the reactions like the face of the company. He just needs to be booked a little. Like this swerve match, it's way too early for that to happen. Give it some build, give it some time, give us a reason to invest. Make this mean something as opposed to just throwing it together. So
I agree.
that's my rant on Ospreay. My other high that I'll give you, and then we can go to lows. But I'm gonna go I'm gonna go the women's division. I feel like the women's division in AEW is thriving. Mercedes Moné, I think she proved a lot of doubters wrong. I think they need to get her a mouthpiece. I don't think she needs to be cutting promos every week. Or have a direction for her character. Is she going to be a babyface? Is she going to be a heel? Then let's map it all out and figure all that out. But she proved some critics wrong in her match. I thought Willow Nightingale looked like a star. You had Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa. They're having a really entertaining feud with no title involved. Toni Storm's doing her thing, and she's got stuff next week with Saraya and Harley Cameron going at it. And then and then don't forget about Serena Deeb, and Britt Baker's still out there whenever she's ready to come back, and Anna Jay and Ty Mello. Like the women's division in AEW is really thriving, and I'm happy to see it. I'm happy because I think that was something that we wanted Tony Khan to put a lot of emphasis in coming into 2024, and I feel like he's done a really good job with that. But you got to tighten some things up. But other than that, the women's division is killing it in AEW.
I mean, minus Mercedes Moné and then the dumb Sky Blue. So anything to do with Mercedes money, the women's division is perfect. I still think it's a notch below NXT, but Tony Khan is just he puts so much damn. This is what he's done well almost in his entire career. The women's division, you're right. It's amazing. And I like that they always have matches on pay-per-views. They always have matches on Dynamite. They're always,
now
highlighted. I love it.
Now just go get Becky Lynch, and then everything is complete.
God.
Then everything is complete. The world, the world will be complete.
Sorry you're not going to get completed, my man. You're going to be a Lego piece that just is missing that one that didn't come in the bag.
No,
my other high. No, we're 100% no. My other high, Christian freaking Cage. This guy was like dead in the water in WWE. He should have had good title reigns. He had a great time with Randy Orton, but he should have gotten more championships. Vince never really believed in him. Always saw him as like a secondary Edge. I have always stated that Christian Cage was better than Edge, just like I think Owen Hart's better than Brett. I will die on my grave with those decisions and how I feel about it. But Christian Cage is just showing that age is nothing but a number, y'all. Just like me. Ain't nothing but a number. Christian looks good, cuts the best promos. He's the best heel possibly ever. I might go there. Better than Pie. He might be the greatest heel of all time pretty soon. I mean, this dude is on another level. That match with Swerve Strickland was freaking phenomenal. Christian Cage can do no wrong. The patriarchy is amazing. I don't mind that he stole it from Barbie. I'm all for it. Everything about him is phenomenal. Christian Cage, my high for this week in AEW.
He's also, the thing about him is he's a smart worker. He knows what he knows his limitations. Adam Copeland needs to take a page out of Christian Cage's book, and you don't see Christian Cage doing those kinds of spots that Adam Copeland did in a barbed wire steel cage match, jumping off of the top of the cage and breaking his ankle or breaking his leg. I hope Adam Copeland has a speedy recovery. I hate that he won't be able to wrestle at Wembley Stadium this year, but Christian Cage, he knows his limitations. He knows what he can and can't do. And I wish that Adam would take a page out of that book.
That was self-inflicted. That's his fault. Like, what are you? I think he's just so gung-ho on the WWE didn't want me to be the champ that now he's like trying to prove a point. I think he has that. But remember Michael Jordan? Remember Kobe Bryant? Remember, they played a really, really long time. Remember at the end of their career, they changed their entire game. I think Jordan was a small forward at the end of his time, with the Wizards.
Played for the Wizards.
You change your game. You can't. Kobe knew I can't do this anymore. I need a post-up game. I need to build more in here. That's what you do. You got to change the way you do things when you get older. And I don't know why Adam Copeland doesn't understand that. All wrestlers have done that too. So I don't know. All right, Lowe's, let's go. What you got?
I got two of them.
All right,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Forbidden Door. I
had that too.
Even like not just this year, but I've never really given a crap about Forbidden Door. Like ever since its inception, I've always thought, especially maybe the first year, okay, it was kind of cool. New Japan versus AEW. All right, really cool. But then they started having New Japan wrestlers on AEW television every single week. John Moxley is the New Japan World Champion or the IWGP World Champion. Yeah, and he's defending that title on a regular basis. You had Shibatta just wrestle at Double or Nothing, and you just picked up Okada from New Japan, and it's just we're getting all these people on AEW television week in and week out, and it's just you have CMLL guys, and you have Lucha Underground guys. You had a whole Rampage dedicated to Lucha Underground one time, and it's just I don't care about Forbidden Door. And then this year, especially, Will Ospreay, an AEW guy, taking on Swerve Strickland, an AEW guy. Looks like we might be getting MJF, an AEW guy, maybe versus Roosh, an AEW guy. And then, who knows what's happening with Chris Jericho and an AEW guy taking on maybe Hook, an AEW guy. It's just like, what's the theme of this year's Forbidden Door? I really don't care. It's almost like if they're going to continue doing it, they need to have like a theme. Like Survivor Series changed from the traditional Survivor Series to War Games, and I think that's been a huge boost for them. I think they need to do some sort of theme with Forbidden Door, maybe AEW versus New Japan or AEW versus CMLL, and make all the matches that. But even then, just I don't know what or just do away with this pay-per-view in general.
I think they need to do away with it. It was good the first time, but then ever since then, he has them work. Like you said, it's not a Forbidden Door when you're wrestling these people every week. So get rid of it. And I think that's why NXT brought in TNA. I think they did that on purpose. We keep blaming AEW for copying WWE. I think WWE did that on purpose. I think they were like, you want a Forbidden Door? Here's a real Forbidden Door. And that's a real Forbidden Door. Something that's not supposed to happen, that happened. So this is, you know what I mean? I'll even give them Cardona. When Cardona came, that was fire. That was like we didn't expect it, but everything else, it's stupid.
Yeah.
All right. My first low, 5+ hour pay-per-views. What the fudge are we doing here? And maybe that's why I didn't like the back end of it so much. That's why a lot of the matches were thumbs down for me. The back 5+ hours, even WrestleMania doesn't do that anymore. They broke into 2 nights to get out of that. No pay-per-view should ever be longer than, I'll give you 3.5 hours max. But the reason why I like 5-match pay-per-views now in WWE, the PLEs, because they all end in 3 hours. Like, I can't sit. I don't even want to watch 3-hour movies anymore. Like, when I watch the old movies, like if I'm putting on Star Wars, I'll probably do it in a 2-day span. Like, I don't have 3.5 hours to sit. I don't have 5+ hours to sit and watch a pay-per-view live. That's like my whole damn day. It's way too long. It needs to stop. Tony Khan, everybody doesn't need to be on your pay-per-views. Figure it out. 3 hours, 3.5 max. Get with it, dude. It takes me out of it. It just does.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And then you have the media scrum afterwards too, which is always, that's another hour that, you know, if you want to stay up and watch that, which I usually don't, but people do, and that just adds to it. So you know, you're getting too much AEW in one night.
I feel bad for these reactors, these live streamers like Santi and Conman and stuff. They have to sit through all that. Like, forget that. I wouldn't be able to do it. AEW.
No,
I'd lose my mind. I'd be bored. All right, what's your last low?
Last low, I'm gonna go AEW releases. You know, I'm gonna like the releasing of Mark Henry, the releasing of Ethan Page, the releasing of Jake Hager, the releasing of Arn Anderson, and you know, who knows? There's other people rumored to be leaving soon, like Jeff Hardy, and you know, other like maybe Ricky Starks in the future, and who knows, whoever else. But you know, why is it a bad thing? Just because for a long time WWE was looked at as like the place that was evil, the place that ruined your life, the place that, and then AEW was looked at as unicorns and rainbows, and this place can do no wrong. We're taking everybody and we're taking over. And it hasn't been that for a lot of people. And it's just really, really kind of sad to see that, you know, they didn't use Mark Henry at all. They didn't really, you know, ever since Cody left, we haven't seen Arn Anderson, or, you know, they released his son too, Brock, who was an up and coming star. They got rid of Lexus King, who is doing, he's on TV regularly in NXT now. Whether I like how they're using him or not, he's on TV regularly. You know, Ethan Page, we're going to see how good he really is in NXT. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, you know, AEW when it first came out it was this place that's going to treat everybody great and it's going to be fantastic place to work. And it turns out that it's anything but. And I don't know. It's always sad when you have to release when people don't re-sign with your company. So,
all right. Well, we always talk about one of the greatest shows of all time, How I Met Your Mother. I'm going to do that right now. It just shows how stupid people were for blaming the WWE for releases. So AEW is like puzzles. So Ted and Barney want to open up their own bar. They want to open up a bar because they're mad that there's like rules in their bar. There's a closing time. There's a limit. Alcohol is too expensive. So they're going to open up puzzles. Why is it called puzzles? That's the puzzle.
That's the puzzle.
So they open it up and they have $2 beers, no end in sight. Do what you want. And as the night's going on, they end up raising the beer from like $2 to like $40. There's fights. They got to hire a bouncer. There's people throwing up, and they realize, okay, this is why bars are like this. I think AEW is realizing. I think it was fun and cute, and they were like, we're not going to release people. We're going to be the everybody stays forever. And now Tony Khan's like, oh shit, I do awful ratings. Nobody comes to my events. Believe it or not, hardcore fans, you need to make money. So now he's cutting back on everyone and releasing people. I'm not mad by it. I think the releases were poor ones, just like I think some WWE are, but I don't, jobs all the time. People lose jobs and it sucks and it's bad. That's the world we live in. But yes, I think it reminds me of puzzles where you think everything's going to be good candy. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, this is a business. But that's because Tony Khan's never ran a business.
That's a good analogy.
Don't at me. Thank you.
No, that's
what the point of puzzles was. Yeah. I have a puzzle shirt, by the way. It's like my favorite shirt. I wear it.
It's one of my favorite episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
It is.
But yeah, no, that's a good analogy. But it's just, I don't know. It also makes me like realize just how overinflated that AEW roster is, and the fact that you know, they released Jack Swagger and we're not really blinking an eye at it. And you know, Ethan Page is gone, and you don't even know because they have too many people. So maybe it's not a bad thing that they're trimming some of the fat, but at the same time, it's also still not a good look for AEW that they have to get rid of some people.
I agree. All right, I'm going to close it out. My last low, Swerve Strickland as champion. And I can't believe I'm saying that. He has been a second thought. He won the belt, first ever African-American champ in AEW. And what they do with him, they had him MJF'd and not on Dynamite. They had him cut a random thing on Collision. And then he's been wrestling nobodies. And then they had him in a great feud against Christian Cage. But it wasn't even the main event. And now they're having him go up against Will Ospreay, who's obviously overshadowing him in popularity. This feels very much like CM Punk in WWE and why he left, where he's the champ and he's talented and he should be the biggest star, but you don't believe in him. I don't think Tony Khan believes in Swerve. I'm actually starting to think that he did it only so he can say that he had an African-American champion in his organization, and I think it's a damn shame. Swerve Strickland's amazing, and yes, I know he's going on podcasts and praising AEW. He's acting like he's, Seth Rollins, but bro, I get you don't bite the hand that feeds you, but they ain't treating you right, dude. Your reign should be, and if they give Will Ospreay the championship at Forbidden Door, that's silence. That's it. This has been a joke of a run. The fact that he wrestled Kill Switch, then like, don't have your champ wrestle in pointless matches. It degrades him.
And also, Mercedes Moné won the TBS championship at Double or Nothing. What did they do on the opening segment of Dynamite? Mercedes Moné came out and had a celebration. A celebration. She got a celebration.
Everyone's had one.
Yeah. But Swerve Strickland, the first African-American champion, gets nothing. He has an eliminator match against Commander or somebody like that. I don't even know who it was, but it's just what? Like, why? Like, why did Mercedes get a celebration on her first Dynamite after winning the belt, but you can't give one to Swerve? It makes no sense.
He also just beat Christian Cage in a hell of a match, and what'd they do with him? He was second on Dynamite. He wasn't like, I don't think Tony Khan understands how segments work. You either open the second hour, or you close. Those are your slots for your best people. That's what brings people in. Having Swerve Strickland wrestle after the opening segment was a slap in his face. He's like an afterthought, and it's sad. So
big time.
Shame on you guys. All right. That was AEW. We started off strong, and then we went to Dynamite. I'm hoping next week, I'm almost 100% sure Dynamite will be better because MJF will be there. I feel like we're going to have some bigger stuff, and I think Tony Khan will learn from his mistake this week. I think it'll get a lot better. I think so. I have faith in it because they were cooking for a little bit, and that Forbidden Door, that Double or Nothing was good. So, all right. With that said, we'll be back next week once again for WWE. We got a lot of stuff happening in WWE with NXT and what's going on with that. SmackDown tonight. We got a bunch of stuff obviously going to be happening in AEW coming up. So, looking forward to it. As always, thank you for constantly subscribing, watching. We appreciate you guys. Keep telling people, keep viewing, y'all. Keep liking, keep commenting. It helps us. And we appreciate you. If you just want to check me out, it's at HBD Denton all over any social media. You can find me. I'm posting as much as I can nowadays. So holla at me. And if you want to follow my dude, what's your name?
At Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. Go follow me on all the social platforms as well. And then follow us on X at 2DudesPC. Follow us on TikTok at 2Dudes with Attitudes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We can't stress it enough. We're blowing up, but we need more help and support. And then if you're listening to us on audio, Apple and Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, you name it, we appreciate all the love and support. Drop us a 5-star rating and review, and tell your dudes that you love them. So we're taking over the world, man. 2024 is the year of the dudes. That's for sure.
Let's go. Two dudes, Wolfpack. We out.
Let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking. So let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton. They here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast. Start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The 2 dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.